Hey, I've come to pick you up. Is that your coworker? Nice to meet you. Um, shall we go? Hmm. Did you hear about the explosion yesterday in the city? That was pretty scary, wasn't it? I mean, it's literally the cafe down the road, near where you work at. And we always head to that spot down the road during the weekends. Crazy to see the news about the situation there. As long as the people caught in the explosion are all safe. Hopefully. I mean, the news mentioned that only a few were injured, but one was reported missing. Here, take a look at the details. The scene looks terrifying, doesn't it? Imagine that happening to you, or me, or anyone you know. That must be tough and scary. Well, I haven't been up to much. Well, I have been eyeing a novel recently, and I was wondering whether you have any insider information on whether the bookstore you work at has stocks incoming and maybe slide in a discount for me. It's definitely not a teen love story novel. Why would you even come to the conclusion of that? Don't just casually ask that question. But yes, it was. I mean, I just looked through them and maybe it'll give me ideas or act as an inspiration material for my work. You know, uh, fictional fantasies. You're getting out of hand now. I mean, knowing the genre, it just appeals naturally to the demographic because of how dreamy the moments are, doesn't it? Things like enemies to lovers or accidental flirting but immediately takes back what they said because it's embarrassing. It's all just classic tropes, isn't it? Does that actually ever happen in real life? Or is it just fiction? Well, most likely the latter. Anyways, what are you gonna do now that the semester is over? I was planning on just relaxing for a week before looking for a summer job. Maybe I have to take care of my younger brother then. Well, if you'd like to come over to relax. Remember when we were younger? He used to love it when you came over. Certainly someone to talk to when it comes to nerdy stuff. You both share in common. Well, you can come over whenever you want. If you like to change and all before coming over right now, that is. Then I guess I'll have to meet you in a bit then. Mom, stop being embarrassing and let me go already. We have a completely normal friendship, okay? Don't make it weird between us. Didn't you have a meeting to attend? Shoot, or you'll be late. Come on. You. Good timing. Mom was just about to leave. Let's head upstairs. Come on. I feel like I'm going to burst. No, it was nothing. Just my mom mentioned some unnecessary stuff. The usual. Mom being moms, you know. Anyways, you haven't been here in a while, have you? Well, a bit has changed since you last saw it. Well, since I guess what? Middle school? Hey, you were the one who started hanging out more often with some other guys, so I thought it would be embarrassing then to ask you to come over again, you know? Like, I don't know. Maybe you would think I was uncool or being childish because the people around you may think it's weird or something. I mean, especially since at that age, anyone would be suspicious or curious at the slight mentioning of that, right? Especially since you were outgoing back then, while I was the kid who was buried in novels. I guess you're right. It doesn't change the fact that we were still very good friends. Hmm? It's just my brother. He texted me. Realized he had some last minute urgencies to attend to, so he won't be coming back for dinner. That means it'll just be you and me. Are you alright with that? Do you still want to stay over? What do you mean, what kind of question is that? Well, I'm just your boring childhood friend. I don't see much reason to stick around. If you like to, then I have no objections. You've always been there for me, and I really appreciate that. Really. You don't have to do anything else for me. Just by being yourself and just by being with you is more than enough. Remember the day I got rejected in middle school? I was really down that day. I couldn't fathom how I felt despite already knowing that I'd be rejected. But you took my hand and We spent the entire day playing video games and laughing, having fun together. You gave me such a distraction to work with. The sad thoughts were just instantly behind me. Despite being so sad initially, that just became like one of my favorite days ever. Huh? What are you asking? I I don't really do that kind of thing now. Yes, despite reading teen love novels, my love life is basically non-existent. Are you insisting on hurting my little ego? I mean, do I look dateable? Well, if you didn't know me and if I was some random stranger, you know? Who even am I compared to those pretty girls out there? Like your really, really pretty coworker at the bookstore, you know? You don't have to answer the question if you're uncomfortable with it. It was a rhetorical question. Really. Well, if you're asking about that, having eyes for someone and having an actual love life are two completely different things, you know? But I guess maybe I do have eyes for someone. Why do you look so shocked? Well, you never asked, so I didn't think it was necessary to even bring it up. You don't have to look that betrayed by me, do you? I'm just pretty shy of these things. I'm not that bold to confess stuff like that. Yes, again, despite reading so many teen love novels, I get it. You can laugh at me. It's just... It never occurred to me that it would succeed, I guess. And I'm not being pessimistic either. I even thought of it in a realistic sense as well. We wouldn't suit each other that well. But don't feel bad for me. Seriously. And they're a super nice person too. So there's absolutely no need to worry. You're right. Maybe I just need time and more courage. Well, what would you do if you had a crush on someone? Wouldn't you weigh it out internally, overthinking yourself into oblivion? Hmm, I was just projecting my own insecurities on you. You're safe. Unless you actually do feel the same way. It's a bit scary, isn't it? It's basically a statement or a question that would change the meaning of your relationship. I've always been someone who sits on the sidelines, so it's not all rainbows and butterflies when I exactly think I'll get to be together with someone. I can't be the only one in their life, feeling a pang in my heart whenever I see them. But it's natural to want to run away from the feelings that mean to us the most, doesn't it? I, too, want to let go of my pride, to say whatever I want without any doubts. Maybe I could start with you right now. I'm nervous, despite the fact that we've been friends for all this time. Well, I've always enjoyed it. The times we spent together, talking over random things. I really liked it. And I feel like words aren't enough to explain my gratitude across. But what about you? Do you perhaps have anyone you're eyeing on? Someone made a move on you today? Oh, was it your coworker at the bookstore? I see. Well, she is pretty, and I can imagine pretty nice as well. How lucky of you. Mm-hmm. It's nothing. I'm happy for you and I mean it. What else happened? A date? So, will you be going for it? I see. You are considering it. You know, when I said I enjoy being around you, it's not just 'cause I admire you, but I've always wanted to be closer. Not just true words or time or... You know what? Never mind. Maybe you should go. My mom should be back soon, and if she still sees you over at this time, she might get the wrong idea. And you have that date coming up, right? I think a date's something you have to be prepared mentally as well. Don't look at me like that. With those puppy dog eyes of yours. I'm not kicking you out. I'm fine. You look so cuddly like that, though. I guess I'll see you next time. Or you can text me after your date and Tell me your thoughts after. Have a good night. What is this feeling in my chest? Why do I feel so hurt?